Alright guys, what is going on? Match reaction, Newcastle 1, Manchester City 1. And I think the balance of the game, I think a draw is a fair result. Both of these teams didn't have really many big chances today, to be honest. I think the defences of both teams were quite solid and, it made for not really a great game, really, was it? It was going to be interesting to see how Manchester City played without Rodri. Obviously, we know Rodri got injured against Arsenal, ACL injury, out for the entire season. So I think we were all eager to see how Manchester City would play without Rodri. But I just think Man City will stay the same. You've got, I think, Kovacic, yes, he can't do the role as good as Rodri, but he can still do the role to a very good level and standard. I think if you ask Gundogan to do it, he can do it as well. So City have got two players there who can do the Rodri role. Obviously not as good, but they're still capable of doing it. And, I still think Manchester City are going to win the league. Yes, Rodri's out for the entire season, but I don't think that means anything, to be honest. However, though, it is 2 points for Man City out of a possible 6 in the last two games. Obviously they got the draw against Arsenal last week in the last minute. And the draw here today at St James's Park, which I think they'll take a draw today, Man City. St James's Park is now known as a tough away day. It is. Because the atmosphere is electric at Newcastle and it can be a tough game. And I think Pep Guardiola will take a draw and move on because it's not a bad point in my opinion. To be honest, I think City. I just don't really think City could get in the groove today. I just don't really think they could get in the groove. Again, I don't know why Phil Foden didn't start. Please tell me, guys, in the comments if something's happened with Foden and Pep, because for me, yes, Foden might be coming from an injury, but if you're on the bench, you're fit enough to start. I've always said that. That's just the way I see it. I don't know why Foden's not starting games. He came off the bench last week against Arsenal. Surely you've got to start Foden in this one, I thought, but Pep just hasn't. And I don't really know what Pep's thinking. Foden last season was the player of the year, and now he can't even start. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I find it a bit strange, to be honest. But for Newcastle, a bit like Man City, really. I think it's a good point for Newcastle. City, best team in the world, or certainly one of the best teams in the world. Yes, they're missing one of the most important, crucial players in Rodri, but it was still going to be a tough game for Newcastle. City will still be a tough game for probably all the teams in the world without Rodri. So I think Newcastle will definitely take a draw. But yeah, both of these teams were really just lacked in attack today. Not much quality going forward, in my opinion. Really lacked I think it lacked definitely for City a Kevin De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne's injured again, so I don't know how he's managed that. But I think that game was crying out for a Kevin De Bruyne today, in my opinion. Obviously, if we remember when De Bruyne came back from injury again to Newcastle, he turned the game around. But he's injured again, I think, De Bruyne, which must be really annoying to City fans. But let's talk about the goals. Manchester City took the lead in the 35th minute. Josko Gvardiol with the goal. And it's actually a really nice finish by Gvardiol. Grealish has it on the left wing, manages to get past Trippier. Don't really know what Trippier's doing, going to ground. Grealish just goes past him. Grealish then plays a lovely ball into Gvardiol. Gvardiol cuts it back on his right foot, finds the bottom right-hand corner. Really good finish by Gvardiol. Does take a slight deflection off Tonali, but I think it's going in anyway. And yeah, Manchester City take the lead. I think on the balance of play, City deserved to take the lead. I think, I mean, it was 50-50 really, this game today. And yeah, City managed to hold on up until half time, but it only took 13 minutes in the second half for Newcastle to level it up. Anthony Gordon from the penalty spot. It's rash from Ederson. It's rash. I mean, I know, I'm not sure who plays Gordon through on goal, but he's in 1v1 against Ederson, goes round him. Ederson clips him, goes down, penalty to Newcastle. And it's one of them for the goalkeeper. It's one of them, like, you know, if they go round you, they've got an empty net. So I think you've got to foul him because he might miss the penalty. He didn't miss the penalty, though. Ederson was shown the yellow card, couldn't redeem himself and save the penalty. You know, City then largely dominated like the last 10 minutes, really. Just couldn't really find the second goal to win the game. Nick Pope made a really good save to deny Bernardo Silva late on in the game. Really strong hand by Nick Pope. But yeah, that was basically the game. Like there weren't many chances, people. You know, like, I mean, Joneson had a chance in the first half, good save by Ederson. But apart from that, it was quite a dull game, to be honest. It was quite a dull game. But overall, I think both managers will be happy with the point. I do. I think they will be happy with the point. I think Pep probably will be a little bit more annoyed than Eddie Howe because obviously, you know, if you want to win the title, these are the type of away games that you need to be winning if you want to win a Premier League title. And you know, this result potentially City could look back on come the end of the season if they don't win the league and say this was the result of why we didn't win the league. But I still do think Man City are favourites to win this Premier League comfortably, to be honest. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the match. Share this match reaction around with your friends. Let's get it out there. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and yeah, catch you later.